Hi guys, I hope you're well. It's Monday the 15th of January 2018 and welcome to our last full day in Port Douglas and our last full day in Australia. So we've decided our last full day is going to be on another fun excursion, action-packed throughout the day, full of fun and adventure. And all of our time is going to be in or around the Daintree National Park or the Daintree Rainforest. And because we are making a full day of it, it does mean it's a relatively early start to the day. And our first stop along the tour is going to be the Mosman Gorge, where we have to get onto the assigned bus that takes you up the trail to the relevant stop. And once you reach the stop, you then have a little bit of a trek through the rainforest. Now I know you guys can't tell, but today is a very hot and humid day. It's so humid, and just trekking through the rainforest, I just can't stop sweating. It's like you're walking through a non-stop sauna. And then finally we reached Mosman Gorge, which was an opportunity for everybody just to take some selfies and some pictures of this local landmark. After spending 20 minutes at the gorge, it was time to make our way back to where the bus dropped us off, because we had to catch it back to the main stop where our tour bus was waiting to take us to our second stop, which was the Daintree River. So we're going to have a boat ride up and down the river, looking at the wildlife and hopefully going to be able to spot some crocodiles basking on the side of the river. Now this boat ride lasts about 45 minutes or so, but unfortunately at no point along our boat ride did we actually find or see any crocodiles. One of the other things we were looking forward to for this boat ride is we all thought, being on a river, there would be a bit more of a breeze in the air, but there was nothing. It was so calm, no wind, and we just couldn't get away from that humidity. And whilst we were travelling up and down the river, we did pass the local car ferry service, and by chance this would be a service we would be using later on in the day. But as I've mentioned, this boat ride was approximately 45 minutes long, but then it was time to get back to the dock, because we needed to get back to the tour bus to take us to our next stop, which was going to be the Mount Alexandra lookout, for a very picturesque vantage point looking down towards the coast. It was also an opportunity for us all to have a bit of refreshments, some watermelon and some drinks before making our way towards the next stop. So it was a nice 20-minute break to split the day up. So it was a quick stop at the Mount Alexandra lookout, and then we made our way down towards the coast, crossing a number of creeks before eventually reaching Cape Tribulation, which is a remote headland coastal area within the Daintree National Park. This was another opportunity for us to have a pleasant walk right up to the beach. And once we got to the beach, we were able to have a nice stroll just along it, and we were advised to stay out of the sea due to the possibility of there being jellyfish or sea snakes in the area. So we had a walk up the beach through the mangroves before getting onto a trail which leads you to a lookout raised platform overlooking Cape Tribulation. And this again was an opportunity to look out for some more wildlife. The only thing we seem to be encountering is the local insect population, particularly spiders. And once everybody had taken all the photographs they wanted, it was time to make our way back towards the car park. Because our day hadn't finished here, we had to make our way towards our next stop, which was going to be another trek walking through the rainforest to a picnic location area to have our lunch. And after we'd had a quick bite to eat, we made our way to the Daintree Ice Cream Company for a bit of dessert. Some refreshing tropical fruit ice creams. And then it was time to make our way back towards the Daintree River because we had to utilise the local car ferry service, and this river crossing only takes about 10 minutes, so everyone stays within their vehicles. And now we were ready for our last adventure of the day, where we had to change vehicles to a somewhat older workhorse to something a bit more robust but more suited for the terrain that we're about to encounter. So once everyone had got as comfortable as they possibly could in this off-roader, it was time to make our way through the farmlands, making sure we took care whilst passing all the cows. But the cows seemed to have their own leisurely pace of doing things, and it took them a while before playing ball and eventually started walking over to the side of the road. Come on cows, move along.
It's in a really funny spot. Like when on the gate to smash this again on the way back. Oh, that's gonna keep it interesting for us. David! First traffic jam of the day. Almost there, last one. A little bit slushy.
And eventually we had reached our final stop, which was our very own private waterfall and lagoon. And for all those people who were on this trip and just wanted to cool off, could go for a leisurely swim in the lagoon, along with the fish and turtles. But this is where our excursion finished, before making our way back to our accommodation. So ultimately, this is where I'm going to finish this video as well. But other than that guys, that's it. That's the end of this video. As always, I'm going to finish this video off by looking back at a few memories of the last 24 hours in the form of the photographs which I've taken. So whilst you're enjoying those, I'm going to just finish it off by saying if you'd like to continue following us along our holiday adventure, because it isn't finished yet, by all means hit that subscribe button, because I wouldn't want you to miss out on any future videos that I post, which happens to be tomorrow.